So we started something, did a thing.
We made a mess. We're one step closer to fixing our problems.
So we're finally working on the primary suite.
Woo!
Ooh, shit. Demo is probably one of the most exciting parts. It's always one of the ways to feel like there's the most progress because you've got gravity working with you.
Another thing we're never good at with a project for demo specifically is remembering trash management plans in the beginning.
Yeah.
So, piece of advice, or pro tip, I guess. Make sure that you've got a plan for any of the debris so you don't pile it in your side yard for like a week and a half before figuring out what to do with it.
I mean, to be fair, that was the plan. So here's a fun discovery. Water heater vent does not connect to the roof vent.
So we mentioned earlier that we really didn't change the layout of the existing space that much. We used the resources that were there. Again, the shower drain, the toilet drain, all of that fun stuff. But in our new design, there was one big piece that moved, and that was the vanity or the sink. Because the bathroom that was existing was much smaller, the sink was a lot closer to the toilet. We wanted to open that space up and give us a little bit of elbow room to, you know, get ready and such. In this process, we raised the subfloor about 10 inches, and that gave us the space underneath to run the additional drain for the sink and the plumbing. And by raising the floor, it allowed us to have the proper grade and drainage for what was a single stall shower to our double stall shower. You also need the proper drainage and level floor space to work with to create the curbless shower effect as we did.
It's getting real. Part of this renovation process was pushing out what is now our bedroom into this down space room, into our closet. That created a cavity underneath that push out. Since we had some IKEA cabinets left over, we decided it was best to reuse those to add additional storage by placing them inside that cavity. However, the IKEA cabinets were a little too tall for the space that we were putting them in, so we had to cut them down to size so that they would fit into the space.
By being able to reuse these IKEA kitchen cabinets, it also gave us integrated storage, which left us a little bit of additional floor space in the new closet. So to give us a little extra floor space in our bedroom, as we mentioned, we bumped out the bedroom wall into this lower space. It's going to create kind of a built-in headboard situation around the bed itself. However, we'd already done this once already by doing it in our kitchen to gain room for our fridge. So we were familiar with the process, but basically the way we handled it was because this is the original exterior wall, we knew it was going to be load-bearing to the main roof. So we did put up some bracing, removed the wall, and then put in the new header, which was made out of 2x10s with a 1/2-inch sheet of plywood sandwiched in between.
Finally getting to the framing is when things start to take shape and you can see what this new space is going to actually look like.
What I like about the framing is then you start to get the visual reference also. So now you're walking through what was an open space, and now you get to see where the walls are going to be placed and how the space is going to get used.
This is your last chance to make sure that the walls are where they should be and you don't need to make any final adjustments.
similar to the TV room, we wanted to create some integrated lighting in our bathroom. Again, big fans of low indirect lighting. So in this space, instead of lighting upwards, what we did is went downward. So when we built this wall extension, we bumped out this wall. We created the similar channel. In this case, we used the 2x4 that we used for framing, routed out a 3/4 inch channel. That's what holds the hue light. And then we used the same high gloss enamel paint to give a little bit of extra reflection. And then we used a lot of silicone in that same acrylic. In this case though, we did not opaque the acrylic because we wanted it just to be a little bit brighter. And because the hue light strip needs to be plugged in somewhere, we didn't want an outlet that was going to be exposed, possibly getting wet. Also just visually wouldn't have been very pretty. So we came up with an idea of how to create kind of a hidden hatch. And so on the side of the wall here, we used a set of magnets to hold the piece of molding tight and integrated the outlet right into the wall.
So with the double shower, we were worried about this feeling like a cave once it was all done, so we decided to put a window at the end of it. The window looks out onto a field that is completely abandoned and also has woods and stuff beyond that. So we're not worried about privacy. Plus, once the shower starts, this opaques really quickly with steam.
Ready? Uh-huh. Oh, it's beautiful.
A lot of light.
Uh-huh.
And it was at this point in the project that I got really, really sick.
Like, I've never seen him this sick.
I had the flu.
For
The worst I'd ever had.
for over 2 weeks.
With 102 to 103 fever constantly. It was bad.
It was real bad. So not much got done during this time.
So thanks for watching and following along.
If you want to see more, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and click that little bell icon to be notified each time we have a new video coming up. Also, make sure you follow us on Instagram and TikTok where we post additional content. Also, check out our blog. It's at rodneyandjake.com with additional content.